quickly go to, and I think we are live. Yeah, maybe just mute your mobile. And,
yeah, I am, because I made that
yeah,
mistake.
we are live now.
Hello, everyone.
Hey guys. Good guys, it's Ashley and Aries here. Today we are going to talk about AD300 Pro. So last week, Ashley did some fantastic sharing about how to use AD300 Pro, indoor. Hello, Nayak. How are you? So I thought this week I'll talk about the outdoor shoot, which I did recently with AD300 Pro. Hi, Julio or Julio. Because it's such a versatile light, right? You realize that when you use your indoor, it's so convenient to use the softbox or adapt to the bow mounts, and the sort of recycling time is pretty fast. Because due to strobe, and when you go outdoor, which I'm going to show you shortly, it's very light and such a small light to carry around for its power. And because it is designed, it has the same tube as AD400 in a sense, so which is quite easy to use it for soft light, which is softbox and stuff like those, which actually has already showed us last week. So hello guys, without further ado, let's get started. I'm just going to quickly share with you a video, which is longer version than YouTube, to give you guys a bit more insight. Meanwhile, any question is welcome. So like, since we're here and we'll talk, ask any question if you want to. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the work lecture.
How good. Put them in that small bag, so easy to get around.
Yeah. Do you have audio?
Yeah, I don't have any audio. Is there supposed to be audio?
So do you hear the music or no?
No, I can't hear the music. Can anyone else?
Oh.
No. Do you hear music? Because I don't hear music.
I hear music on my end. Not to. Yeah, but I guess.
Yeah, so we're getting no music from the comments at the moment.
So you don't have any music on your end, right?
No. Okay. Hang tight, people. We will get this going for you in a second.
Yeah. So okay, no music. Sorry. So yeah, I put some. The music doesn't really do much, to be honest. Maybe I will. You know what, guys? Hang on a sec. Let me just change the software, right?
Maybe we can get Aries to sing for us in the background. I heard he's got a good voice. He's very good at karaoke.
like what?
Sing.
Oh my gosh.
Sing a song in the background. Someone just said just beatbox to it.
Just beatbox. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Some people saying
the only beatbox I know is pew pew pew, like with my thumb, and that's it.
Pew, pew, pew.
So yeah.
That's so funny.
Not the best idea. But
everyone's asking Aries. Everyone's asking for you to sing, Aries.
Yeah, maybe after a few whiskey, when next time, in a sense. Let me just try. If you guys give me a few seconds, let me just quickly find out where the video is. Live shoots.
Can I ask you a few questions while you're looking? Because someone said,
sure.
What a cute model. I would like to know her name.
That's Akira Isola. I think I actually tagged her in my Facebook page. So if you guys go through my Facebook page, you should be able to find her.
Someone else said, which size umbrella is that? Is that the 180?
That's a 180. That's 180. Yep.
Perfect.
Let me just try to reshare, see if that works. Just give me a sec.
Hello, everyone. I'm just reading the comments. I'm going through the comments why Aries is getting this working. We all know that technology never works the way we want it to work when we want it to work.
Exactly.
Who likes my big giant cup?
Let me just try to reshare through the QuickTime. See if that works this time. Can you hear any audio?
No audio.
Still no audio?
Yeah. Can you hear the audio?
I can hear the audio from my end.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, I guess we just have to, you know what? Let's just settle without the audio. So basically, what I did in this photo shoot is that you see the umbrella, right?
Huge.
There are a few things I want to share. Number one, you see how small the light is? It actually delivers some powerful lights. So the experience I had, if you guys are shooting this, comparing with AD300 Pro, is this light actually recycles faster. So especially when you use softbox, it actually helps. It actually helps. And any questions, guys?
Yeah. Can you ask Aries to teach how to get that awesome pastel look?
Okay, with pastel look, you need basically the lights you use, your flash you use needs to be softer. In a sense, in this case, shooting through an umbrella, like a reflective umbrella, will be softer than through the softbox, which I'm going to use in the next photo shoot. So if you want a soft and pastel look, your lights needs to be soft. So a reflective umbrella would help. Also, a large light source. The larger, the better. Like, that's why I'm using this huge softbox, right? And also, it depends on the distance between the lights and your subject. That's why you guys see that I place the light as close as to my model as possible, right?
Wow, Aries, look at that. That's amazing.
So yeah.
Someone said, Aries, I'm impressed that you do these shoots without an assistant.
I use I do use assistant from time to time, but for this one, because the light itself is sort of light on the light end, you can get away with a nice light stand, in a sense, without. Wait, let me just get that. Let me. Where is? So basically, you can get away with it with.
Wow.
So you can get away with it without adding heavy sort of sandbag and stuff like those. So that's the advantage about AD300 Pro, right? Because it's so light, you can get away with one-man team in a sense. So that's why I don't, with AD300 Pro, you don't need an assistant, or you can, one assistant can manage it all for you. So really, it's actually such an easy light to use.
Amazing.
Okay.
And that light stand that you had too was really cool, how you can make it go from like the top and then have it high up and down. It was really good.
Yeah. So is that, let me ask a few, let me answer the few questions here. Yeah. Ash, can you highlight the comments on your end? So if you move your mouse over the comments, is there something called show?
No.
Okay, it's probably me. So basically, here's a question: say, is that the Godox umbrella? It is. It's the 1.8 meter umbrella, or I think it's 75 inch. I'm not very good with inches, so It's 1.8 meter or 75 inches umbrella, right?
I see you use that new XT trigger. Can you recommend it over the old one?
I don't have X1T, but I can tell you the difference between this one and the I can tell you the difference between this one and the X Pro. So with X2T, the power goes all the way down to 1256, 1 out of 256. So if you need to fine tuning your power output, that's an advantage. And you can also in the F function just change it to be rather than 0.3 stop change, change that to be 0.1 stop change to do the micro adjustment if that's something you want. Another thing is X2T actually works with mobiles. So if you have a mobile, like a certain Android mobile and iPhone, that actually works with your mobile phones. So you can use your mobile phone with a flash if that's something you want. So that's the main difference for me when I use my X2T. I own my X Pro as well, so it's pretty good too. It's pretty good too.
Wow. In this case, you ND filter to down the highlights. So in this, yeah.
Well, I can't remember which one I used. I do have a 3-stop ND filter, only because I'm in the 1 out of 4,000 or 3,200 seconds already after the ND filter. So I just want to use my f1.4 85 G master to soft her skin. So that's the only case. Otherwise, let's say in 80% of 90% of the cases, I wouldn't use ND filter. I just get away with high speed sync. That's all. Hope that answers your question, Julio.
Rosa Rian, nice try, has asked you, I have a Godox 200 Pro and they want to buy the 300 Pro. What is the difference between AD200 Pro except for light power?
Okay, so basically, okay, do you want to answer the question? Actually, would you use AD200 Pro awning for the for the studio shot?
I've only used the AD200 Pro as a fill light, so I have not used it as the primarily light, is that the right word? But I'm still experimenting. I do love my AD200 Pro, but I mean, the AD300 Pro is better.
Like, to be honest, it depends on the photo shoots you do, right? If you are the wedding photographer and a wedding photographer awning, the wedding is 100% of your business, and you never use you put it this way, you never use softbox. You never want to use any softboxes. Then you're probably better off with AD200 Pro because there's AKR1, right? It's small grade, small color gel, and small like diffuser. It's so easy, so light to carry around if you are round gun kind of photographer. So that kind of light is the light for you. But if you like Ash, if you do studio shots, AD300 Pro is definitely better in terms of recycling time, right?
Yeah.
So you can burst shoot to capture the moments, especially with kids or those, and it works better with softboxes. So if you do portrait like I do, like in this image, then AD300 Pro is better. And even with umbrellas, right? If you look at the tube size of AD200 Pro and AD300 Pro, you'll notice AD300 Pro's tube size is kind of similar to AD400 or AD600. So it's 180 degree kind of diffusion. So it works better with umbrella. Just my personal experience, though. It's personal experience because I use round head on my AD200 Pro all the time. I just find it's better to. I use it for weddings and pre-weddings. Like when it's too windy, I'll use it. Otherwise, if I want softboxes, I'll always use AD300 Pro or 600 Pro. Hope that answers your question.
We've got Rui Sylvia. Sorry, I'm
Yep.
really bad with the pronounce of these names. Normally, how many final images do you get for these shot Aries?
Depends. Depends. If I had good coffee and very unhealthy lunch like pastas or white cream sauce pasta, uh, it, it's hard to say. I'm spontaneous, right? To give idea, I usually shoot about, with this kind of images, I shoot about 500. I would say I will have 20 to 30 look, but I select my strongest image to be showed to you guys. I think about 10 to 12 images there. So that's the idea. That's the idea.
And I've seen you do.
Yeah.
I've seen you shoot Aries. You're such a perfectionist too. You will make sure you get that right shot, won't you?
Yeah, it's like when you shoot, right, in certain shots, you are getting it.
You
So
just need to,
just
yeah.
slow down. Yeah, slow
That's,
down to make sure it works.
that's
Like
awesome.
it's yeah. But other time you just says, oh, good, let's move on to the next location.
No, you're really good like that. You really take your time to get the best shot, and it's like, I'm sure he's got it, and you're like, nope, just one more time, and then you finally get that shot, and it's just amazing. But it's awesome. Nicole Marie asked you, which light stand are you using there, Aries?
To be honest, I don't remember. I have to leave this question to KO, guys. I think I just grab a random light stand from KO, which is my Australian Godox distributor. They just give this to me, say take it and use it. I'll just use it.
Can they give me one?
There is a new light stand coming out. I think it's called 420B, Godox 420B. It's very, very strong and rigid. So you might just want to consider this. Before we jump to the next question, let me just quickly explain the images to you guys, right? From left to right, the first one is natural light. Then the second one would be the Lightroom color corrected. The third one will be the finished shots in Photoshop. And last one will be the close-up crop, right? I'm going to zoom in a bit, just show you guys. You notice that from the natural light one, it's not bad, right? It's not light and airy.
Yeah.
The good is like it's light and airy. You don't have to use any lights, but the thing is, it's kind of lack of contrast. Especially when you're doing the sort of editorial or fashion kind of look, it's a bit flat. And also the highlights in the background. Even I worked so hard to tone it down. It's still kind of destructive. The Lightroom color corrected one, you guys see, it's pretty much there already. It's just lack of contrast. So I always do my level and curve in my Photoshop because I find Lightroom sometimes I'm just struggling with the curve there. That's the only thing. I did some light minor skin retouch because I use Sony 1.4, so it's kind of blur, like the eyes. Let me just see if I can zoom in a bit. So you can see the eyes is crispy sharp. Yeah. But everything, the skin and everything, it's kind of blurred already. It's kind of soft, out of focus sort of blur. So you just have some minor skin retouch and that's it. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Nice and easy. Yeah.
Beautiful image. I much prefer the flash one. It's just so much more punchy and the colors are so much better. Love it.
Yeah. So like this one as well. I didn't even have a before the flash shot, so it's just it gives you choices, right? It gives you choices to be more creative, to create what comes up in your mind rather than just capture what's in front of you.
Exactly.
I think.
Yeah.
That's the advantage of the flash, right? Let's have a look at the questions.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to start from Jake? What post-processing did you use in Lightroom for this photo shoot? It looks really nice. Did you play around with the shadows to reduce clarity?
I didn't touch the clarity. I never sharpened anything in my Lightroom. I only, because you sharpen for web, you sharpen for print, you sharpen for different purposes. So basically, no, not clarity, but I boost my shadows. Like just play around with them. I boost my shadow quite intensively. That's my Lightroom process. But you guys see my original photos, so you know that it's the light makes the difference, right? Because if you have a good piece of tuna or salmon, you can cook it to be a nice sashimi, or you can cook it to be a nice pasta, right?
True.
But when you have a bad fish, stinky fish, you're probably just gonna end up in the hospital. You know where I'm going, right? You probably just end up in the hospital, like what I
Basically,
did.
like
Yeah.
saying you can't polish a turd. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Can't polish a turd. This is beautiful, Aries. I love it. And
Yeah.
like the details.
So basically, yeah. So I think if you have good image, everybody just if you randomly apply some Lightroom preset, they're all going to work, or most of them it's going to be working. So yeah.
We've got, is Godox 300 battery enabled?
Can you help me to answer that question, please?
I'm guessing that's saying like it's battery enabled. Like there's a battery inside. Is that the question? Like what are they trying to ask there, Aries?
I think let me quickly put a slide, see if that answers your question.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all portable. It's
Yeah.
a portable light, and you basically get the battery. It's the same battery as the AD300 Pro. So if you have an AD300 Pro and you're just taking out the AD300 Pro, you can bring your AD200 Pro as a spare backup battery, which I do quite often now. I have two AD200 Pro, so now I have 3 batteries ready for a shoot. But the battery lasts for quite a long time as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're interchangeable. So I hope that answers your question. Here's.
Can you share setting on AD300 Pro?
Okay. Sure. I can't remember exactly, but for this one, it's about a quarter power, something like that. For this one, it's almost full power. So I think it will be more than half. It's either half plus 0.3 or half plus 0.7.
Beautiful.
Hope that answered the question. Yep.
Aries, about the new XT with the old not Pro Godox flash with the 10-stop work with them. Did you get that question?
I'm struggling. Are you?
Okay. So Aries, I want to know about the new XT with the old not Pro Godox flash, the 10-stop work with them.
I'm sorry, that question I'm not able to answer. I don't have the
Pro
Godox Pro. I think the only non-Pro light which I had was Godox AD200 and 860. It works with 860, but I sold my AD200 after I get an AD200 Pro. So I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. I don't have any non-Pro lights around me, but if I do, I'll let you know. Yeah.
Perfect.
Maybe let's.
I'm in a decision between 2 AD300 and 1 AD400 or 1 AD600 for private outdoor shootings and small home studio. I don't know which one to choose. Not sure if 300 watts are enough for outdoor. What do you suggest, Aries?
Well, I think it's it really depends on the sort of look you are going for. Are you the one light guy or you are the multiple light guy, right? If you're the multiple light guy, then go for 82 times AD300 Pro. That's a no-brainer, right? So, but you're only going for one light, and then do you have assistant? If you do, then go for 8600. It gives you more power, so it's faster recycling time, and it's yeah, why not? The thing is, I would advise you to go to the retail shop and try, especially if you're the one-man team like me. What I enjoy about AD300 Pro, it's so light to carry around. And bring your camera bag with you. See which one of those fits in your bag. Those are all very important. But look, if you have assistant and to able to carry the lights for you all the time, then you can either go for two AD300 Pro or go for AD600 Pro. Doesn't matter. Or AD400 Pro. Whichever you like. It really depends on, right?
Depends on your situation and like what you shoot and how you shoot, and it's all sort of depends on how you
like if you shoot in London and it's cloudy most of the time, you probably get away with one AD300 Pro, right? But if you're shooting on a Miami beach all the time, then you probably want AD600 Pro. Not per se AD300. You can't get away with AD300 Pro, but it's probably offers more faster recycling time and bigger battery, right? So yeah, it depends.
What we got next?
Yep.
Aries, does using high-speed sync kill the power potential of strobe?
Yes.
The strobe, yeah.
Yeah. So with high-speed sync, you always lose a bit of power. Unfortunately, there is no strict formula. You just have to swing with it, right? For this one, I think I use 1 out of 4,000 seconds or 1 out of 3,200 seconds. That's the sort of high-speed sync we are looking at, basically. It's pretty bright day, so you do lose a bit power. There are two things you can do. Number one is buy bigger light, right? Or get an ND filter. Either way would work.
Thanks for that. All right, where are we? We're on Suhas Vasanth photography. Do you want to light up that one? Which one is better for soft?
Can you pronounce his last name again?
I am really bad. And I really have like the worst surname ever. And so no one can ever pronounce my surname. So Suhas Vasanth. Which one is better?
I've been knowing you for how many years? I'm still struggling with your last name.
It's yeah, so the question is, which one is better for softer light amongst below umbrellas? 1 black cover with a silver reflective and with a diffuser, or 2 white reflective with diffuser, or 3 shoot through umbrella with a white on black?
Okay. Before I jump into that question, let me just quickly give you guys a general idea why I would prefer AD300 Pro. Like now, if I'm a one-man team, right? If I have like 20 assistants, then that's another story. If I'm a one-man team or my assistant is a girl, or sometimes when I do wedding or pre-wedding shoots, I only have a makeup artist there. She can watch the lights to make sure the lights doesn't fall for me, and then that's pretty much it. I still have to carry lights around with me. So that's a Peak Design 20L. I think it's 20L. It's the smallest size of Peak Design. So I can fit 2 mirrorless, like in that sense, Sony A7 III with any lens you want, and I can fit 2 AD300 Pro in my bag, which is quite cool because with AD200 Pro, it's lighter than AD300 Pro, but the size it's bit awkward. It's a bit long, right? It's taller than AD300 Pro. It's kind of hard to fit in my camera bag. I think this will help to answer the question the previous gentleman or lady asked about how to choose between AD300 Pro, AD400 Pro, and AD600 Pro. I think number one is consider what sort of power do you need, right? Is that capable to shoot, to lead what you want. And number two is, would that fit in your camera bag? I think that's pretty important as well, right? Number three is, do you have assistant? If you don't have assistant, I would say AD300 Pro is probably lighter. Be reminded, it's usually on the light stand, right? If it's lighter, then it's with the same light and reliable light stand, it's harder to fall with winds, right? If I'm going to, because we are living on the seaside, I'm going to La Perouse or any beach side to shoot all the time. It's pretty windy. Like between 20K and 34K of wind is something we're going to have daily. So AD300 Pro comfortably stands on a light stand without any sandbag. You should be fine to get away with it, right? If you put on softbox, yes. On a windy day, you probably just get a sandbag. You can still get away with it. But with AD600 Pro, I'm not saying it's not stable. With a good light stand, yes. But with light stand, like the sort of foldable one, then you might be struggling. That's all. That's something you have to consider, right? The lights, safety, and would you be willing to carry around that lights? That too. Let me answer the question of Suhas. Between 1 to 3, reflective, it's always the softer light. That's why you see when I shoot, I use, if you look here, let me just quickly, yep. You see it's a white umbrella, right? Because I'm going for the pastel, soft look. So a white umbrella, white is better than silver because silver tends to be more contrast, right? So white 2 is better than one. White reflective is better than the silver reflective. Shoot through, comparing with white, I would say white. I would say reflective is softer than shoot through. So in a sense, the umbrella with diffuser is better than the, it's softer than the softbox with diffuser. Hope that makes sense. Yep.
Definitely makes sense.
Yep.
Next question. Yep. Can we change the color temperature in the AD300 Pro?
Can you help, Ash?
Yeah, you can actually. Do you have another example of the AD300 Pro again?
Yep. Like, how about this?
There's a little switch. There's a little button there that we can show where it does that.
You mean the color temperature?
Yeah.
I think for flash it does. Oh, it doesn't, right? The flash is always stay at around 5700K. For the wait, let me see if I have one of those. Yep. Then for the modeling lamp, yes, you can change the color temperature. So this is at 6000K, and this is at 3000K, the light. That way you can cast the environment to be on the blue side, right?
Yeah. I like the blue side. It looks cool.
Yeah.
So in answer to that question, you can change the color temperature, can't you?
You can with the modeling lamp. With the flash, no. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Where are we? With the XT, this is Julio again. So he's asking the same question, isn't he? With the XT2, does it have
10 stops?
Yeah.
It has 10 stops. It's not 10 stop. It's like 0.1 stop. It's like, let me to be specific. Let's say 1 out of 32 power, right? Then you can have plus 0.1, plus 0.2, plus 0.3. Instead of plus 0.3, plus 0.7, and then all of a sudden you got a 1 out of 16, right? So it allows you to do the micro adjustment. But this question is not crystal clear, so I'm not sure my answer is the dedicated answer to that question, though. Yep.
DB Photography. Hello, do you prefer prime lenses or do you also use zoom lenses sometimes?
So I have often. I use often. It just depends on the photo shoots and what I want.
What are you using in this photo that we have up right now?
This is 85 GM.
So prime, it's beautiful.
But the reason I use it is only because I find it's just because I have two camera bodies. When I shoot this kind of photo shoots, I prefer to use two prime lens with me. But for studio shots and sometimes you see in my other shots, I use 70-200. So depends.
What are the two lenses that you have on you when you shoot? 85 and what's the other one?
85 and 24.
24. Perfect. That's good.
Yeah, because both lenses, to be honest, are on the lighter side, right?
Yeah. And you've got, a wide and then a close angle, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
Michael Quack, I got the surname. Use CTB, CTO color filters.
I don't think that's a question, is it?
I think that maybe is that answering to
I answer the change the color, yeah.
Yeah. So yes. Jake's channel. Oh, I love this question. Thanks, Jake. Deep life question for both of you. What aspect of photography makes you happy? Go ahead, Aries. Tell us what makes you
go
happy.
first. You go first.
You need some water, don't you? I love photography. Like honestly, it's just everything. It's such a hard thing to explain because like I say that photography is like in my soul, like it's just who I am. It's a piece of me. So what aspect makes me happy about photography? I would say lighting is a big thing in photography that makes me happy, like playing with different light sources from natural light to flashes to your like constant lights and whatever light that you have available makes me happy to be able to play around with different light sources and then get a shot and be like, oh my god, that's so different like to what I shot last week. So I love light is definitely one part of photography that makes me happy. What about you, Aries? You're going to say the same thing?
No, I'm going to say something really shallow. So guys, I was a nerd when I was in the uni. I did a PhD. That's how nerdy I was. I had a scholarship, but I didn't have girlfriend. So I thought photography would be easy to instead of talk to the girl, think I don't have six packs by then. I don't have I hate going to the gym. I love pasta. So you can imagine the kind of guy I was. So I'm struggling to find a topic to talk to the girls. I thought, if I do photography, I don't have to talk to them. I just show them the photo and, I can imagine maybe going, to my house and showing how do I do editing. And end of the day, I didn't find any girlfriend through photography. And one of my mates actually asked me to second shooting for him in his wedding. That's how I started with my career. Well, what aspect of photography makes me happy? I guess. Yeah.
I was being all sentimental with mine, and then it comes in. Yeah. Why do I do photography? I only do photography because I get to work with hot models. Is that why?
I was trying to find a lifetime soulmate or partner. That's it didn't work, to be honest. But I found something I love, and
you're so good at it, though.
And be creative and to express how I feel about this world, especially when I'm doing my editorial parts, right, with stories. That's I guess it's sort of it's very similar with when you do photography, trying to be creative. It's almost like you're seeing a psychologist, right? A fantastic psychologist. It's the way you see yourself. It's the way you cure, those something hurt you when you were young, or you were when you were childhood, or it's the way you forgive the people, or it's the way you saying I love you for the people you didn't have a chance to. So all those.
And you know what, Aries, you are
Yep.
like the best at finding a story out of any photograph, even if their photographer hasn't really taken the photograph to convey a story. Whenever I see you judging at WPPI or AIPP, you always find a story within a photograph, whether it's like not obvious or not. And then when you start to talk about the story when you're judging, I'm just like, oh my God, where does Ari find that story? It's so true. He's found a story in a photograph that isn't so obvious. But that's what I love about your judging when I see you at WPPI. You're able to find a story from an image just so easily and quickly as well.
Yeah. I guess you always have to, because I've been academic for so many years. Number one, to start with, you always have the room in your students' favor, right?
Yeah.
And I think the story is the soul of the image, right? It's
exactly.
you have all the beautiful lightings and beautiful composition and beautiful gesture. You inviting all the audience to look into the image. There is there should be a message you want to deliver as an artist, as a photographer, right? And I guess that's the sort of story.
Yeah.
It's something that universal, can be shared among all the audiences. Yep.
Definitely, I agree. Also, nowadays, with literally everyone being a photographer and being able to buy fancy equipment, how do you manage to stand out and make your work unique, Aries?
I just use to be honest, I just use light. I don't use light, like for a typical example would be I don't use light all the time in my wedding, but you always have this wow images, right? For me, I always use my lights, sometimes multiple lights to set up. People call me crazy, but that works for me to separate myself from the rest. Yeah. How about you?
Same for me. Every photographer on Instagram these days are, natural light photographers, natural light candid photographers. And, if you really want to stand out, you need to have work that stands out. And for me, and I'm not just saying this because I'm talking on Godox channel right now and we're talking about the lights, but 100%, when I started bringing in off-camera flash work into my wedding work and started sharing my night photographs with these under the stars and backlit and romance and beauty, so many people would come into my studio and say, I want to make sure that I hire you to the end of the night so that I can get that night shot, and even if it's just one shot that stands out, all you have to do is take one shot that resonates with your client that they see and go, I want a shot like that. And that's how you'll stand out. So for me, it's definitely lighting and, creating those wow, beautiful shots with different lighting, something that's different. But I'm with Aries on that one.
Yep. So let's let's have a look at this. For the umbrella, when do you use white and when do you use silver? Let me just quickly show you guys. So this is, can you guys see it?
Yeah, he's very cute.
Yeah, he's so this is white, okay? If you want something mimics the cloudy day natural light, you use white. If you want something more fashion, I guess with more contrast on the fashion side, you use silver. Hope that answers your question. All right.
Did you
Yep.
with the black side, what did you say? When would you use the black side again? When you're doing like when you want to create more shadow, did you say?
Which one? Which question are you referring
to? No. Someone said when you use the silver. So sorry, I thought someone said black. My bad. Ignore me. It's kids and I need more coffee.
No worries. So This is a second location. You guys may already seen this in the YouTube. Just showing you guys a bit more details about the phone booth. I'm also going to show you guys the before and after, so hopefully that helps answer the questions. And meanwhile, let me have a look at Trevor's questions. How long is it safe to have the modeling lamp on full power, especially if it's using a constant light? So basically, I don't use it as mod. I have AD300 Pro. Okay. Trevor, I haven't used AD300 Pro for a while, so I can't be 100% sure. But for AD300 Pro, it's pretty safe. It lasts as long as you want to. I think I shoot more than an hour at a night location. It was good. I would imagine for AD300 Pro you would do similar. That's hopefully that answered the question. So thanks
for sharing your tips and mastery. Is there any big tutorials for sale?
Do you want to talk about your workshop?
Oh, no, that's okay. My workshop's been postponed because we can't have workshops in Victoria at the moment. So all the planning and preparation, and we've had to postpone it, but that's okay. I love these shots, Aries. Look how cool they look.
Yeah. So I think I have any big tutorials for now. But who knows? In the future, maybe Ash, let's just do one.
Yeah,
in the future, see how we go. Yeah, see how we go. So between the left and right, let me just quickly explain, guys. That's natural light, Lightroom, Photoshop, close up, right? So you see your before and after. It does make a huge difference, right? You can almost, you see the background is overexposed. I'm not too sure on the video you guys see that clearly. Yeah, there are a lot of color cast because in the phone booth there's a terrible light there. So you can pretty much kill all the ambient. Expose for the background, in this case will be the sky, right? You see the sky in the background is bluish, right? You can expose for the background. And yeah, just give her short lights. I use 85 with softbox with grade, and that's the sort of details you're looking at. And be reminded, I'm actually shooting from a very, very dirty public phone booth glasses. So yeah, that was.
I didn't even know we had phone booths in Australia anymore.
We do in some. You don't see them very often nowadays.
This is like a cool one though, with the red, like London.
It was nice color palette, so I thought,
beautiful.
Why don't we just shoot it? Yep.
Let's
see this.
Do you like using the AD300 Pro or the AD400 Pro more?
For me, I use AD300 Pro more because with my peak design bag, I can carry two AD300 Pro with me, but it only would allow me to carry one AD400 Pro if I want to use two camera bodies, which is, let me just quickly show you the picture. Here we go. You guys see the back? So it's a very small mirrorless bag, right? If I use lower Pro, sort of, DSLR bags, I can probably get away with carry two AD400 Pro. But for this bag, it's perfect size to carry two AD300 Pro for me, with me. So I use AD300 Pro more nowadays. What camera do you use? I use Sony A7M3. Both of them. One is with 24 GM. One is with 85 GM. For this particular photo shoot though. Yep.
how do you find ideas and locations for your photos, and how do you prepare for your shoots?
Okay, idea and location.
Do you plan, Aries, or do you like just go with the flow?
To be honest, I always plan. I always plan from time to time. If I could, I will do a pre-shoot. If I couldn't, I'll find some Instagram sort of ideas, like, you know, to have a general idea of the location. Then I will use some sort of, this is happy I developed when I was doing lots of landscapes back in those days. I'll use those photo, what's that called? Photo pills, I think. It's an app that allows you to calculate. Oh yeah, it's called photo pills, to see the light, where the light falls, and to almost see what's the best time for the photo shoot. That's the sort of apps I would use, so I can prep my photo shoots. But if I can, I always do a pre-shoot, just to make sure I can speed up the process, especially when I'm using a model, because they could be quite expensive.
It could be like
right?
$500 an hour.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
And you know what? I guess having flashes as well, like, really helps with not having to prepare for the shoot, because like if you're preparing for a shoot in, like, say Melbourne or Sydney, it could be really, really sunny that day, and all your preparation goes out the window because of bad lighting. So when you're using flash, you really don't have to really prepare too much, because you can control your lighting.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys see, I think to supply the message, you guys see that. Let me just quickly share with your image. This is a similar shots I've done in a location which is very close to the one I shoot with Akira. If you see those, it's different. It's a very cloudy day, right? It's a very cloudy day. Like when I was shooting Akira, it was a very sunny day. Does it make sense, guys?
Yeah, so different.
So when you have flash, then it sort of helps you to be adaptive to all light conditions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that that's basically.
And like if you put those photos together, even though you had more of a sunny day and then you had a cloudy day, the tones and everything, the lighting still really matches each other in some way. So flashes really help with that kind of situation, I guess.
Yeah, it helps you be consistent in a sense, right? And and has more control with your light. Yeah. You can't just go into a wedding praying it's gonna be overcast day, so you can go.
I know.
Yeah, you can go natural on the, everywhere. So yeah. Okay. How long to fully charge a battery, and how many shots at full power can you expect from AD300 Pro?
How long does it take to charge a battery? I feel like it charges really quickly.
I think it's an hour and a half or something like those. It's
not
exact. I think it's exactly the same as AD200 Pro, right? Is it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just using the same battery. So I don't think it takes long at all. Like I literally have done a few portraits lately, and getting all the kids ready for whatever to go to the babysitters. I forgot that I hadn't charged my batteries for my flash, and it was like an hour to go, and I got one charged up just in time. And as soon as the client came, I had another one on there. So it doesn't take long at all. But yeah, how many shots at a full power can you expect from the AD300 Pro?
Yeah. Naomi, I couldn't answer that from my personal experience, because I barely shoot with full power. You like if you use a light at full power all the time, it probably means you need to upgrade your light, right? If you use AD300 Pro at full power all the time, that's probably means you need to buy AD400 Pro and AD600 Pro. the general guide I do is I use most of my lights under half power for most of my shoot during the day. So I can't answer the question from my personal experience, but I just did a quickly Google. Says my Google keyword is Godox AD300 Pro battery full power. It says 320 times on a full power. So it's quite impressive. Quite impressive. And from my personal experience, I shoot for whole day with one battery. That's enough. So that's my personal experience. Yep. But 320 times, that's the answer, official answer you're looking for. Here's the question. How about AD600B? How many hours will use
in full power?
Full power?
So probably how many hours can you use the battery in full power using the AD600? Is it AD600 Pro or something? Yeah.
I think it's 8600B is it's the non-pro version, which I'm not too sure. I'm sorry, I don't have the light, so I can't answer the question.
IP man. Can you tell me what your favorite Godox softbox is and why?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Let me just quickly clarify the question about the full charge. To fully charge a battery, you need 2.5 hour. Sorry, empty battery to get that fully charged. So yeah, 2.5 hour. Sorry guys, because I never wait until I drain the battery to recharge it. It's always something left there. That's why. But for empty battery from 0% to 100%, it's 2.5 hour. It's 2.5 hour. Okay. All right.
We got lots of questions here.
Yeah.
You're a popular man.
Now it's you build up to it. So we didn't get to answer all the questions last week, remember? So we just What's your favorite, Ashley?
Oh well, I only have one at the moment. And I will build up a collection, I hope. But yeah, I'm using the it's the smaller one. Is it the 90? Can you answer that? You know. It's the much smaller one than remember the one that we discussed that I wanted to get
AD65.
Yeah, that's right. So I wanted to get a smaller one so that I can use it on a wedding day, and that it was easy to pop up and down. So, but like I said in my last video, I definitely want to get a bigger one because I definitely need a bigger one.
I think my favorite softbox will be to be honest, will be are we talking about all the lights, or we talk about AD300 Pro?
Talking about what your favorite Godox softbox is and why.
I think with small lights, it's AKR1. Remember the small gel and small dome and small grid for the AD200 Pro. That's my when I use AD200 Pro, I think that's the most frequent. I'm not sure if you call that's qualified as a softbox. That's my go-to because it's light and so easy to carry around. But when you talk about larger softbox, like the proper softbox, I guess it's 86.5 for outdoor, and the umbrella for extremely soft pastel look. I guess in a sense, it's like my zombie. It's not like marrying a wife and you stick with her for the rest of your life.
You can try them all,
yeah, it's almost like you don't have to make a choice, man. You can date them all.
Yeah, that's right. Once you're over the other one, you toss it out and get another one.
Yeah, exactly. No, you just keep them in the same house.
Yeah, I think don't toss it out. Definitely don't. Yeah. You just use whatever you need to use for the right time and the environment and stuff like that. But yeah, Aries is spot on about the accessories, the AK accessories thing for the AD200 Pro. That is awesome, that little pack. I love it.
Yeah, I think to answer that question, let me just quickly show you guys. So this is a grade, right? You find grade is pretty useful because I don't want the light. I want the soft light to start with, which suits her and suits her look and her. But I don't want the lights to sort of spill around on the ground, which is quite destructive. So I add a grade. So that's 85 with grade. But sometimes, if you look at this image, I'm mimicking the harsh sunlight, which is spotlight, right? So I use the long reflector. So it depends on the case. You need to use different tools. That's at least what I believe. I know people use softbox from shoot 1 to shoot 300 for the whole day, and they always put the softbox really close, like one meter around, from the model, for a very consistent look. I guess you can do that too, but life is about the experiments. So I always want to try different tools, different look. It's just me. So this is a harsh, right? Harsh, hard light look. And if you look at this, this is very soft pastel light. Especially this. If I don't tell you, I don't show you, you could probably think it's a natural light, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on the look you want. I would say that with more lights, with more modifiers, you have more creativity, or you have more choices to create different looks. Hope that answered the question. All right. Let's say next question.
Cesar, is it? Oh no, Robert Jacobs.
Jacobs. Yep.
Shooting real estate, the AD200 and the 200 Pro is awesome, partly because of the small diffuser ADS17. Is there a smaller diffuser for the AD300 Pro?
Not that I am aware of, but I'm sure, like, words on the street. Don't ask me how. I heard there's a small diffuser coming, so stay tuned.
Okay. I
couldn't even find 8817. Sorry, I'm struggling.
You're Googling. I was like, what's he doing?
I'm Googling.
I love it.
Oh, well, nobody knows everything. Okay. So it's very similar to the AKR1 dome. It's very similar to the AKR1 dome.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's something. There'll be something coming out. Yeah. All right. Let's look at the next question.
Cesar. I like that name. Beautiful shot, Aries. How much power in the Godox do you use for the telephone shoot?
That's if you're referring to this shot, that's somewhere between 1/16 to 1/8.
Can we see the shot again?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't share it. Sorry.
Which shot is he talking? Yeah, this one. This is amazing because
this is somewhere between 1/16 or 1/32. 1/16 to 1/8. This is considerably closer, so that's somewhere between 1/32 to 1/16. 1/16.
Beautiful.
That's the sort of power we're looking at. It's about somewhere between 2:30 to 3:30 in the afternoon, and our sunset is about 5:30 by then. Just give you a general idea. Afternoon.
I love the one that you showed before. That's my favorite.
Yeah. All right. Let's maybe let's play the video.
Mm-hmm.
And so no music from your end, Ash?
No music.
Oh, I heard beautiful music.
I know. I can imagine it would be.
Oh God. But to give you guys some idea about this is nearly somewhere near sunset. You guys noticed I use the S2 type bracket. So basically the reason is that it could get quite windy on the coast. So S2 brackets actually tends to hold the light better when your light is on a big softbox, right? So even you don't use that with Bowen mount, it helps you to adapt to the Bowen mount modifiers. But if you use it by itself, it's actually quite good to hold the light.
This is making me so excited to try outdoor work with that
Yeah.
flash. This is so inspirational. Whoa. Aries taking risks.
For the clarification, I did go down there myself and try and make sure it's safe before I sent. I asked the model if she wants to go there. Right. So let's answer the questions. Please give us the name of the light stand again. I think it's 420B. I'm not 100% sure 420B.
I think KL have written a comment saying if you scroll up to the comments, you will see a link to the stand. So to Conrad, if you scroll up, there's a link from KL, so you can check it out.
Yeah. All right, cool. Oh, yeah. All right, so, okay, thank you, KL, for answering that question for me. Let's go next. What's tonight's great online special?
I think someone's asking Rob from KL a question.
All right, you know what? I think I actually do have a special promo code here. Just give me a sec.
Ooh, promo code.
All right. Yeah, that's for Australia only though, guys. So take a picture because I can't stay this page forever. We do have guests from other countries, but take a picture and use this promo code for your online ordering, or just call KO up.
That's cool.
Cool, guys. All right. Let's go to the next question. I do have to go to work right now, but thank you for your answer.
That's really nice.
Cool. No worries. Yeah. Leave us a question. If you have any question which is unanswered, come back next week. I'm sure we will find a chance to answer all your questions if there's any. So enjoy your work and stay safe. Jack, I think that's for you, Ashley.
Ashley, as you primarily do weddings, how has COVID-19 impacted your photography business? Just as everything's getting normal again, Victoria gets hit hard. Yep. Yeah, look, it's impacted it pretty badly. But yeah, I guess, you got to see the positives. I'm enjoying some time with my family. I'm enjoying time getting creative, learning how to, play around with portraits and playing with the AD300 Pro, learning different skills, so that when I do go back to shooting weddings, I'm going to have all this energy and I'm going to be refreshed and ready to go. So it has impacted me, but it is what it is. It's impacted a lot of people, including Aries, even though Victoria is getting hit hard bad now. It's not just Victoria, it's Australia wide, it's worldwide, really. Everyone's impacted. So we're all in it together, and yeah, that's the answer.
Awesome. Keep on going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you go to Rob. Did you miss? Oh, no. We're going down. Yep.
Yeah, I think Rob is answering the question, really.
Yeah. Rude. Okay, so which size of modifier will be better to couple with the AD300 Pro for outdoor shooting?
You see my answer. I mainly use. I think to answer the question, it really depends. Are you living on coast side? Is like in another sense, is it windy there, or if it's not windy, right? If it's windy, then you probably want a smaller softbox, which is AD65. If it's not windy, then you can go for a bigger softbox, which is 85, right? So that's the main modifier you're looking at. Either softbox can be used as softbox, or it can be used as a beauty dish, which we discussed in the previous episode. And if it's not windy at all, like in a park, or you have sandbag, you can use the 1.8 meter umbrella with a diffuser, which I used in the video. So yeah, it really depends. Or get them all and try then return the one you don't want.
Get them all. That's really good advice.
I would just borrow from one of my friends, to be honest. Yeah, just borrow them. If I like them, I will keep them and say, sorry, I lost it. No, I'm kidding. Or yeah. Just try them all. Try them all in the retail shop and see which one works for you. And then go from there. How do you get...
Oh yeah, sorry, I was just reading that. Go for it.
How do you get a correct exposure with flash and balance the ambient light with strobe? Do you have a light meter? Hey Jim, I don't use a light meter. It's, look, if I do have a light meter in my bag, if I can't get the look I want in about 3 shots or 5 shots, I will take out the light meter. I think in 95% of time, I don't need them. It's just like, it's your personal taste, isn't it? If you, let me just quickly show you guys. If you pay attention to this or this, you'll notice the light ratio is like totally different from this, right? One, you have a stronger, for this one, you have a stronger flash with about 3 stop underexposed ambient. And this, you have a minus 0.7 stop underexposed ambient with a very subtle flash, right? This is within the same lens, within the same modifiers. So I would say that there is no correct answer. If you look at the masters of Renaissance painting, you see Caravaggio, right? In a sense, he's the kind of contrast guy. He's dark. He has lots of shadows and harsh lights, right? His contrast, in a sense, is very high. But if you look at Rembrandt, so Rembrandt's contrast is more on the natural side. Even the light itself is from the side, but it's you can almost see Rembrandt's light. It's almost like umbrella, huge umbrella diffused. And if you look at Da Vinci, that's a different look, right? If you look at Raphael's painting, it's almost flat. So it really depends the look you are going for. I wouldn't say there is a correct answer. Just go for it. But if light meter works for you, go for it, by all means. Sorry, I start to work. Awesome. Let's look at this. I have 3 V1 lights for travel. Which strobe has the lowest output? Actually, do you get a question? I'm not.
I don't have the AD200. I only have the AD200 Pro. So I would say that the answer to that is Aries to answer because he's had the AD300 Pro, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I don't remember the time I used AD300 Pro. Which strobe has the lowest output between? They're both 12. They are both 200 watts. So I would say they have the same output.
The same,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Well,
To give you some general idea, Austin, your V1 is somewhere like between 70 watts to 80 watts. Your 200 Pro, it's about 200 watts. So it's about 3 times output of V1 for every AD200 Pro. So it's very simple mathematics. Which camera do I use? I use A7M3 and actually use S1, right? I use S1?
Yeah.
All right.
John.
So, yeah. And let me just quickly, guys, before we jump on to the next question, let me just quickly show you guys the difference, right? This is a fill light with no grades. So basically, you see, we just fill up the details for her dress, right? And this is a softbox. This is from left to right, natural light, lack of contrast. You can see I think I left them in post-production, two stops up. And Lightroom, Photoshopped, and that's it. Photoshop, cropped in, and that's it. So you see hard light works as well. This is by the long reflector. And this is by the 8085. Oh God, it's so hard to pronounce. 8085 softbox. And this as a fill light, and this is 8085 as well, but this time with grade, right? Great, guys. I like them all. To be honest, it just only depends on your preference. Which look are you going for, right? Which look are you going for? So, all right. Let's just quickly come back and answer the questions. So maybe someone, nice promo code for US. I'm really interested in adding AD300 Pro to my Arsenal Godox lighting gears. Hey, John. For me, it's a bit out of reach, but I'm sure Godox has seen this and they'll organize something. Yeah. From there.
Do you guys have a live event next week?
Yeah, we try to have a live event every single week, guys. So it's usually on Wednesday and depends on the speaker's availability. Next week will be Nikki, so hopefully we will use the same time.
That's my sister, if you didn't know. What's she going to talk about next week?
Should I ask? We should probably ask her.
No, but like she's a videographer, isn't she? So she's obviously going to be talking about video lighting and how to use it to your advantage.
So I think she's going to talk about the new VL300, which is exciting. I heard that's something works really good, works really well. Especially if you guys doing mixed video and photos, if you're doing a bit of videos on the video side, doing the receptions or doing the sort of food. I mean, in food photography, lots of people use video lights as well. So yeah, stay tuned and come back next week. Where can I see indoor use of Godox? We do that all the time. Probably next week we'll talk a bit more about that. And last week that was indoor use, right? We did a studio shot. Yeah. Remember, Ash? So if you check out, if you go to YouTube or Facebook, check out the live cast we did last week. That's indoor as well.
Someone said you remembered power settings earlier. How do you recall those? Are they just standard settings, or you find are mostly useful or comfortable with, or are they stored in metadata?
So basically, it's not stored in the metadata. because I did this shot about a month ago. I still remember then. If you ask me half a year later, I would have no clue. But for sunny weather, for sunny kind of weather, if it's full sunny day, I will probably start from somewhere around a quarter power. That's somewhere I would start with my AD300 Pro with a softbox. Under shadow, I will go from 1/8 power or 1/16 power. If you think it's not powerful enough, then you lift it up a bit. If you think it's too hot, then you tone it down a bit. The key here is make sure you have a pre-visualization. You know what you're going for, right?
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you set up your ambient light, ambient exposure. You fix your camera setting first because you have pre-visualization. And all you have left is the light power. Don't try to change exposure and change aperture and change light. That way it wouldn't work. Do one thing at a time in correct sequence. That's something I think that's going to help you to simplify the process.
That's valuable information there.
Yeah. I'll leave that question to you, Ashley.
No deal. You were a Canon before you were Sony, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was Canon before I was Panasonic, so we're both shipped over, and I don't think we're planning to jump ships again. So, sorry, we can't help you with that question.
I don't be too like. I try to avoid talk down on any brand or any model, but to me, Sony works better for me. It's sharper. It's sharper and it's always in focus, even if I shoot at 1.4 all the time. So the image you see I shoot, like for this one, let me just quickly show you. It's at 24 GM, which is 24 meters prime lens at 1.4. It's crispy sharp. I find if you guys can see her eyes, it's crispy sharp. I find I'm struggling with Canon glasses, with EF glasses. I'm not sure if the RF would fix the problem, but I'm pretty happy with Sony now. I don't see myself change to the Canon anytime soon. So.
You two guys are amazing. Can I ask for advice from each of you? Can I have a tip for use of Godox 300 for weddings and portraits? You go first.
You go first. All right. So with portrait, let me answer the question for portrait and ask you like with portrait, what sort of look if you're going outdoor and then use 85. So it depends on her color, so her skin condition and the look you're going for. You can either use 85 as softbox or 85 as a beauty dish. With a beauty dish, you have 4 choice of different interiors, which is gold, silver, white, and half gold. So it depends on the environment, ambient you're shooting at. If you're shooting at a cloudy day, go for the white. If you're going for a high fashion look, go for the silver. If you have afternoon, the ambient light turns a bit yellowish, or even a sunset, I will use gold. If you want to go somewhere crazy, I will use full gold. So that's about 85W. If you want to go for even pastel look, then go for the umbrella with diffuser, and that's it. And go and be crazy. Go crazy with anything you want to try. Just try them. You already have the lights. Just try all the modifiers. As I said, it's not like marrying a wife. You stay with the same modifier for the rest of your life.
That's right. That's right. That's what I was going to say. Like, it's all just like trying and seeing what style you like. Do you like that high contrast look? Do you like that soft look? You know, there's just so many things you can do. I have not used this light yet for weddings, and I'm hoping to when I do get back to them. I've only had the light since April, and I haven't shot a wedding since March. But I'm going to ask Aries something, and this might help other people. I was using the Godox AD300 Pro. Now, I use flash in my work, but I use it like when I'm doing sort of indoor dark locations or if I'm doing a night photo. I love my signature thing is doing a backflash shot just before I leave the reception. Now, if I'm wanting to use my Godox 300 Pro, similar to me wanting to use my Godox 200 Pro, is there a little grid like you do get for the AD300 Pro? You know that the kit that we get, the AK kit, is there like a little grid we can connect onto the AD300 Pro to avoid light spreading without having to put the umbrella on and the grid?
Not for now, not that I am aware of.
Yeah.
Whether they're going to develop something for AD300 Pro in the future, I think yes, but don't take my word for it. Nothing official they have told me. So
that's
I think for waiting for backflash, for that shot, because I know you for a while, just stay with AD200 Pro. It's probably easier to work with, unless you need a bit more power. And that shot, AD200 Pro will be good.
And I guess if I was going to take the AD300 Pro, I'm going to give an example. If I was shooting at, say, Labassa, for instance, and I had the bride and groom on the staircase and I wanted to bring in some light, I could use the Godox AD300 with the softbox on a stand and have my assistant hold it out there, get that shot, and then obviously go back in Photoshop later and mimic the other side and sort of thing. So I can use it heaps in my work, just depending on the situation. Like if I'm shooting really dark indoor photos, I would definitely use it. My the Vanity Fair style shot. So but I guess the tip for this is just keep trying, like just keep practicing, try different things, and don't limit yourself, and just make mistakes because you learn from them, and that's how you grow.
Exactly. So for me, for wedding, it's like when you use AD300 Pro, I would say that do the Vanity Fair look with the softbox. That will distinguish yourself from the other wedding photographers. Use natural light or use small flash, right? Because you have a bigger gun, use it.
It makes me
so hopefully I answered your question, Enrico.
When you are shooting alone, do you take a sandbag for the light stand, or do you just stick your camera bag on it for stability?
I use camera bag. That's why, like sandbag, like a proper sandbag. I have 2 sandbags in the back of my car all the time. They are 10 kilos each.
It's so heavy.
Photo shoots you guys see over here, for example, it takes it's more than 600 meters of walking. So I wouldn't take a 10 kilo sandbags with me to walk that far. I would just use my camera bag. And to be honest, AD300 Pro is small enough. You get away just with a camera bag as for stability rather than a sandbag. Sandbag is just extra weight, and but yeah, Russell, it's just my case because I carry most of my gears by myself. If you have an assistant, by all means. By all means.
And Aries is too nice. He probably would not make his assistant carry the stuff anyway. He would be like, "No, it's okay. I'll carry it."
Sometimes the people you work with, they just give you the look, right? Like you can see they are rolling the eyeballs on you, or in your. I don't know if it's have a hallucination or it's in my imagination. So
No.
I used to ask my makeup artists to hold the lights and stuff like those. Like, can you carry a bag? They sometimes they go. I was like, fine. I will just do that myself.
Oh, I always feel so bad asking the assistant to carry the bags. Like I feel like I think I can manage it myself. But anyway, yeah.
If you could ask Godox to improve one thing with current AD300 Pro, what would that be? I think AD300 Pro is fantastic. If there's only one thing I wanted to change, is I want something very similar with my AKR1 kit. So
Yeah.
you can easily adapt to the grade, like I actually mentioned in the right? And
Yeah.
a tiny dome and
Yeah.
easily magnetic with color gels.
Yeah.
That's the only one thing I would want. That will become so handy. So you can either for now, if I'm in my wedding, I'll probably carry both AD200 Pro and AD300 Pro with me. I'll leave certain gear in my car. It's just because AD300 Pro with softbox, you can really have this nice close up. Everybody would purchase. It's almost like a portrait look, sort of fashion. Or you can do some clamshell light with one light with a bounce lights, like what's coming, like my lights now. But you do need AD200 Pro with AKR1, to do the run gun style, right? With quick location shots or full body shots, stuff like those. So if they have something similar to AKR1 for AD300 Pro, life's perfect.
Oh, just to interrupt, Godox have said there will be more modifiers and umbrellas for the AD300 Pro coming out in the near future.
Oh, which is awesome.
Woo! That makes me happy.
Yeah. The more, the better.
The more, the better. I know, but the modifiers are the funnest part, don't you think? Like it's just like
exactly.
You take your photo without the modifiers, and then you're like, okay, that's okay. Then you add things, and then you're like, oh wow, I can do this, and then you keep adding, and it's so exciting. That's why I love that little kit. Yes. What do we got next? Christian G. Do you direct the model a lot during shoots, or does your models know what to do most of the time? What kind of poses do you want?
Do you ever have the experience, like, because we both know things from Jerry Guiones, which is the photographer we love. The trick I do still every day with my everyday shot is I ask people to mirror what I do.
What you do.
I still ask people to, and sometimes when you ask them to mirror, they just do something funny, and oh God, I'm going to have a very tough day. In the first 5 minutes, you can tell. Does it make sense?
I know. Yeah. Models,
so, Christian, if that's the case, you probably have to give lots of directions because people are even struggling. Your like, not so much with model, because most professional models, they know what to do. But with your couple, you probably sometimes you have to give lots of directions in a sense. With models, it depends. I would say if the model works really well with you, like Akira, stick with her. I stick with her all the time because she knows exactly what I want. I know her forte. I know her personality. So basically, I will do the photo shoots actually suits her. So I don't give lots of directions in a sense because she's a professional model. She knows what she does. But in some models or less experienced models, or in certain models, you probably have to give lots of direction or poses you're looking for, right? Yeah.
And have you ever got like a model, like bride and groom model, that aren't together? They're not boyfriend and girlfriend, but they're models, and you've hired them separately, and then you get them together to do like a bride and groom shoot, and they're just so awkward. Like they're just like, you try and get them to hug, and they hug, and because you want to get, like, you're doing a bride and groom shoot, but I've had a couple recently, like, where I've been trying to, like, get a little bit closer with your faces, and they're just like, oh, it's like,
oh really?
yes, oh my God, it's the worst. Like, but that model, that Lee, is it Lee that you've shot a few times? He's
Yeah.
so good. He literally will kiss the model if he has to. He'll kiss the models, but yeah, it's interesting. Some models work good. It depends on the model, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really depends on the model. And I think a good question you can ask is, before you hire them, is can you kiss?
Yeah.
If they say, sure, I have no problem with kissing, oh, okay. That's probably gonna be good for the wedding shoot.
Yes.
If they cannot kiss, maybe think again.
Yeah.
Think again.
Even
Yeah.
if you don't want them to kiss, you want them to be showing a little bit more engagement with each other.
Soak in the moment, right?
Exactly.
Soak in the moment. Yeah. All right, let's look at this.
Says, how about leaving a Godox in one corner of the reception, pointing at the ceiling and walking around the room with a camera without the flash, on-camera flash? Would distant flash be sufficient? Never tried this, but I would imagine no.
How about, Rob, man, how about get a light and try it yourself? Like, dude, Rob, I never tried that myself before, but what I'll do is I'll set up lights with a grid or double grids with a color gel, 45-degree from camera, right? If it's a reception, think about this. It works well with decals, when you're shooting the decals, or you shoot the speech, right? You set up light in another corner, 45 degrees. So whoever the guest is making the speech, they got a short light or split light that works quite well. I think point light source will work better with reception than soft light source. Like if it's dark reception, but it really depends, right? If it's lunch, then it's a different story. What do you think, Ash?
Yeah, well, I've never done this method, but what I do love, and I've only ever done this once because I don't actually carry assistants or have assistants with me that much. But do you remember that time we did the Godox shoot together, and you were following me around with the light, and we were doing the off-camera lighting, and you were like, doo, doo, doo. That was one of the best receptions I've ever photographed because the lighting was off camera, and so it had that beautiful shadow. It kind of reminded me of like sort of cinematic lighting. But yeah, you have to have an assistant, and you have to have an assistant that knows where to be when you're at the certain point, don't you, really? Because if you just had like, anyone do the assistant role, they wouldn't know where you need to be to direct the light. So that's my favorite. That was the best lighting thing I've ever done for a reception ever. But I don't know about this one. It might work. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it next time.
Rob, just piece of advice. So we all have to start somewhere. I shoot lots of my weddings without assistant when I was started. Even nowadays, with certain weddings, I shoot lots of them with no assistant. But think about this. Think about the wedding, not for the couple, not from the accounting perspective, but more from your personal portfolio. If this reception, it's somewhere you want to build your portfolio, or the couple are the nicest and most beautiful couple you have ever met, you know you're going to have a really good album out of it. It's worth a while. It's worth of it to get a professional lighting assistant. Someone with experience. That way you can have lots of better images in a sense.
I agree.
And yeah, that'll help a lot.
Yeah. I think with reception too,
All right.
Can I answer something else about
to answer the question is that might work. You just have to give it a try.
Can you hear me, Aries? Hello? Can you hear me? He can't hear me. Can you hear me?
Any other questions? All right.
Hello?
Let's have a look at the questions. The 4 would be too great to work at entire. Oh, okay, sorry, wrong.
Hello, did you hear me, Aries?
Ashley?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Sorry, well,
He can't hear me. I know he put his AirPods just in, so I'm guessing he can't hear me.
hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All of a sudden, wait, just give me a sec. I think my,
Can you hear me now?
I'm just gonna change my audio really quick. Sorry guys, just give me a sec.
So I think Aries can.
Yeah, sorry, I've just spent some time to change my audio. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Mixing the Mac mode system with AD300. I'm not too sure. A Mac mode actually works quite well with AD200. It's kind of bulky comparing with my AKR1. That's why ever since AKR1, I sort of migrating from Mac mode to my AKR1. I'm not sure if it works with AD300. Give a try. If it works, let me know. I'm sure that I will be interested. This one is a funny one.
No kiss. Yes, that's definitely right.
Man. I sense there's some more jokes coming on the way, so I will just hold my breath and I'll wait.
Does the AD300 come in Bowen's mount?
That's the. Let me just quickly show you, man. So Godox AD300 Pro is AD300 Pro is a Godox mount, but you can adapt it to any Bowen mount. Let me just add this in. To any Bowen mount modifiers with S2 type bracket. All right. To answer that question, so just get a S2 type bracket. It will help your AD300 Pro to adapt to any Bowen mount. All right. Next.
How long is a wedding day for you normally, and how do you both stay hydrated and well fed when trying to cover everything?
Oh, you first, Ash. I sense there's something funny going to come out. So
honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I reckon I go through the bride preps, groom preps, ceremony, locations, and then I get to the reception when the couple are in the bridal room, and I'm like straight to the bar. Like, I need a wine. Apart from that, I don't eat anything all day because I'm so busy. But then, like, obviously, when you get to the reception stage, you're hanging around trying to wait for the food. I think me and Aries did a wedding together in Sydney a few years ago.
yeah.
We were waiting forever for food. And I think we got a pizza in the end, didn't we? Or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
but we were so hungry. We were starving. But,
yeah, I have this hangriness going on. So whenever I'm shooting a wedding, I have this big 1 liter water bottle with me all the time. I probably have several liter. I'll make sure I'll try to talk to the reception people to make sure we eat before everybody else. So when everybody's giving a speech, we can go there and photo shoot. And that's pretty much it.
But it never happens that way, does it?
Yeah.
You're always waiting for food. You're always hungry when you're shooting a wedding. But yeah, it's good if you're a hangry person like Aries, like, make sure you carry like some
lots of chocolate,
chips or chocolate or something, because yeah. I think me and Aries, that when we did that wedding, didn't we have like a big breakfast beforehand as well? And we were still
I still remember it's a buffet. It's a buffet breakfast. So it was quite good. Yeah.
It was good. Perfect. Someone said AirPod battery went down.
Yeah. I think another good thing is, even you guys can't hear the music, but you guys get the idea.
We can hear the music now.
Sorry?
I can hear the music now.
Oh, really? Oh, it's just from my Mac going all the way
Oh,
to my
okay.
microphone.
This is beautiful.
Yeah. So something different, made a difference for me with AD300 Pro is that it comes with really nice modeling lamp. I think it's 12 volts.
Mm.
Wait, sorry. Oh, it's a wrong video. Here's another short video.
So basically, before when you were doing that night shot, did you have the modeling lamp on a warm temperature, and then you had another flash on
Yeah.
the side there?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So basically, this is a modeling lamp. That's I'm not okay. It's not going to be bright enough to come back the midday sun, obviously, but it's really nice if you want to do some little videos. And it also allows you to change the white balance between 3000K to 6000K. That's something new, which comes really handy when you do the night shot because you have a different sort of light, going on everywhere, or can be cold, it can be warm, it depends on the situation, right? So your modern lamp really works and help you to shoot lots of videos. So nowadays I shoot lots of b-rolls. It's just me, but ever since AD300 Pro, one light sort of does lots of flash and a little bit of video. So if you are a photographer looking into moving to the video kind of, or you're doing a reception and you want to, all of a sudden you want to do a short clip, 10 seconds or 30 seconds, give it to a couple as a gift. That's a great way of doing that.
Yeah.
So modern lamp, if you are considering doing a tiny videos during the reception or at the night shot, modern lamp is something that you might want to consider. And you guys can see that with this left Lightroom on, right is Photoshop. You see, I don't do much Photoshop, to be honest. I just do some color correction in my Lightroom and that's it.
So those ones on the left are all out of camera.
Yeah.
Wow.
With my Lightroom preset, of course. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And so are you using the modeling lamp in these photos?
Sorry?
Using the modeling lamp in these photos?
Yeah. It's about 4000K. You can see her face is properly lit. So yeah.
Wow.
With night shot, you have to have a modeling lamp. Otherwise, it's very hard to, number one, it's very hard to focus. Number two, it's not, the street light is always far away. It's always harsh. It's not as soft as the softbox. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So hopefully that answered the questions. Do you have
the clients count you in on the food at reception? Oh yeah, we make them count us in on that food.
It's in my contract.
Yes, because where are we going to go? Most of our wedding receptions are like, well, I mean, maybe an hour, like in the country or in the winery region, or there's no McDonald's 5 minutes down the road. So, like for me, I always say that like when the client sits down to eat, we have to eat too, because I mean we have to eat. Otherwise, we don't photograph good. So, what about you, Aries? Do you always make people count you in?
Yeah, it's in my part of my contract says, are you going to provide the meal, the crew meal for everyone? It's usually me, the second photographer, and as well as my assistant or videographer if we have a bigger team. I would usually just joking around with my clients. I will say, I don't think any of my clients had a problem, but I would say, it will look bad for everyone, like, right? If people have a 200 luxury 5 meals wedding and your photographer doesn't get a feed and I can't go anywhere, should I call Uber Eats, have a pizza delivery coming all the way from the dance floor to the end of the dark corner with photographer? It doesn't look good, right?
No.
So yeah, it's in my contract. We always get feed, and it's the best. So we stay in the reception, stay hydrated, stay fed. We can stay focused and stay focused on shooting. Yeah.
Okay. That's right. And sometimes you may have to wait a while for food, or sometimes the food won't come out to you. But in the very first sort of years of me being a photographer, I was so embarrassed to go and ask for food and say to the people, "Can I am I going to get fed?" So I would just sit there and not eat. But nowadays, if my food is not out there, I'm storming up. I'm where is the photographer's food? I need it now, because I'm so hungry by that stage. Yeah, food is important, especially when you some weddings. What time? If you're doing a tea ceremony, Aries, you're up at 6 a.m.
Oh, God.
You you don't do many of those weddings anymore, do you?
I still do. If they ask for it, I still do. But I will try to finish my shots by the afternoon. I will say, second photographer, there's third or possibly third photographer come take over, because my energy only lasts for about 8 to 10 hours. After that, I'm useless. It's better to have someone from my company to take over, and that's it. Yeah. Guys, be reminded, this is a promo. It only works in Australia. So if you guys based in US and UK or Europe, this promo code wouldn't work. Please take a quick picture, because I'm going to show you something I never show anybody before. All right, are you guys ready?
Oh, I'm excited.
Here's a teaser.
Hey guys, this is Wirick Aries. Recently I did a branding photo shoot for Italian calisthenics athletes. So here I would like to share some of my thoughts about AD300 Pro on location.
We all live busy lives and may not have the luxury of going to the gym multiple times a week. But with the right spirit, you can train anywhere at any time.
A professional photography studio could be pretty expensive to rent. Lots of photographers may not afford the luxury to shoot in the big studio every week. However, with AD300 Pro, you can always create any light you want on any location. With 1200 watt output, anytime is a good time to shoot. You can shoot in the morning, during the sunset, or even in the midday.
Wow.
We arrived at Bondi Beach in pitch black to wait for the sunrise. 40 watts modeling lamps comes handy. We use it as a torch to help tie the rope, and more importantly, to help position the light before the golden hour.
With the drone, you can use it anytime and anywhere you go.
With the travel by air battery, you can fly the AD300 Pro anywhere you go. I like the fact the battery is separated, so that the assistant can comfortably hold the light even at an awkward angle.
Oh my goodness.
1200 watt superb output supports leading your subjects anywhere, even from a distance away.
Equipment needs to be user-friendly and versatile.
The bow and mount is compatible with a wide range of light modifiers. Interface on the battery is simple and intuitive to use.
Wow.
Carrying case helps the battery to be weatherproof.
All right, I'll leave the rest until the official YouTube channel release. It's going to I think be happening within next week. So yeah, stay tuned, guys.
That looks like a fun shoot.
Yeah, that was quite fun. That was quite fun. We actually spent the whole day, and yeah, it was good. It was really good. All right, so maybe let's answer one last question and let's call it for the day. Not that I am aware of, but stay tuned. If I have update on this one, I will mention about it in the future. Cool. Any other questions, guys? If you do not have any further question, we will call it for the end of the day.
Thank you, guys.
I'll see you guys until next week.
Thank you,
guys.
Aries.
Bye.